The Godzilla vs. Kong trailer just dropped, and I am very excited. This is not going to be a reaction video. This is going to be just kind of me giving my thoughts on it. I'm not going to do any deep diving analysis. This is more or less just, I watched the trailer a couple times. Here's what I thought. Here's where, I am gauging my level of excitement and how I think it will be quality-wise. It's more or less just me rambling on like I do in most of my videos. A little background on me first. I adore both Godzilla and King Kong. I don't know what it is. There's just something about Godzilla and King Kong and more or less giant monster movies as a whole that just ticks all the right boxes for me. You like what you like. I don't judge anybody for enjoying, like the Transformers movies, which for some reason doesn't tick the boxes for me. It's giant robots fighting, but there's something about Transformers that just doesn't do it for me. People who like the DC movies and people who like any other big franchise, whether it's Harry Potter or Hunger Games or whatever it is for you, that's great. For me, it's Godzilla. And I don't know why. I just enjoy it. It probably has something to do with the fact that it's the series of films, both the original Godzilla and the original King Kong film, are really big inspirations for me and are movies that really kind of set me on the path of wanting to be a filmmaker. So there's probably like a little special connection in there for me. And I fully acknowledge that I am incredibly biased when it comes to the Godzilla movies. I don't get it. There just something happens where I hit play and then like my critical side of my brain just switches off. It's just like, all right, I'm along for the ride. And I really am happy that those movies still have that effect on me as an adult, not just as a kid, because it's nice to have something that just lets you escape. And I think Legendary's done a good job of not necessarily capturing the charm that the original films had, and that it's, guys in suits and, they're kind of always, some more ham-fisted than others, but in a ham-fisted way, shoving in some sort of political, environmental, societal issue in there and giving their thoughts on it, whether that's the use of atomic weapons or global warming or what have you. Like there's always some message in there. But even though I don't think they've captured the charm, I think they've done a really good job of capturing the essence of those movies. The plots are kind of over the top. You have to take silly leaps of faith to accept things. There's, creative and interesting shots that are ridiculously over the top and probably not possible. For instance, Godzilla falling out of the sky. And frankly, I think that some love and care has been put into them, and I think that you can see that on the screen. I think the filmmakers that they've chosen to make these movies have a great deal of passion for the Godzilla films. For instance, Gareth Edwards, a huge Godzilla fan from what I know, put a lot of attention into making that movie look great. I know some people don't like how dark it is, and I'm actually one of those people. I wish that I could see a bit more, but shots like the Halo jump just look fantastic. So even though I think I generally prefer the Toho films, I think Legendary is doing a decent enough job, at least from a fan's perspective. Godzilla movies are so varied that I'm sure there's fans out there who don't like the Legendary films, and I would completely understand why. It's just that one of the key aspects for why I enjoy Godzilla movies is being met in these films. I wasn't a huge fan of Kong Skull Island when it first came out. I'm gonna give it a second chance because on repeat viewings I found that I started to like it a bit more. I think I did myself in by avoiding the trailers. I watched the first official trailer, which made it look like Apocalypse Now with King Kong. So I went into expecting a hard-hitting drama and like a 14A Kong movie. And I shot myself in the foot because that's not what that movie ended up being. That movie ended up being a summer blockbuster action comedy. And I wish that was my expectation, because my expectations were up here, and then the movie was summer B-movie, and that's not what I was ready for. So I need to rewatch it, give it a second chance, and maybe I'll enjoy it more. But we're getting off topic. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. That's where I'm coming from. I acknowledge that I have an unfair bias, so you're watching this, getting the opinion of somebody who is very forgiving of these films' shortcomings, okay? And I think that's fine. I maybe you don't, but I think it's fine for people to acknowledge biases they have and for people to just be really big fans of something, as long as they can acknowledge that, because then you as a viewer will know, like, okay, well, this person is acknowledging this, so this doesn't really discredit how they feel about other films and how they critique other films, because they're acknowledging that this is the exception to the rule. What I can't get behind is when people can't discuss these things. Like, say, I love the Marvel movies, so I'll use the Marvel movies as an example. Somebody was like, I love the Marvel movies, they're so good. And then people are like, well, I mean, this is kind of fucked up and, this doesn't make sense and that's kind of bad. And they're like, no, no. Like people who can't have an open discussion about it, that's annoying. I don't need to explain myself too much. I'm just, giving you the insight that a lot of what I'm going to say is coming from a biased place. I guess. Okay, so the trailer. I think the movie looks pretty good. I have a lot of concerns about it. I am not feeling super great about them pushing the release date forward. To me, that screams they don't want to spend money on advertising and they don't have a lot of faith in the movie. But I gotta say, just judging by the trailer, I think the color palette looks great. It looks visually very nice. I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's, the quality of like a Kurosawa film. Like, it's not that the visuals are just stunning. I just think that it's really nice to see a movie that's using different colors and it looks pretty colorful. Like, there's a wide range from, the teal and orange look, a lot of neon colors in there. I thought it looked pretty pleasant, to be honest. Godzilla 2014, I felt didn't have too incredible a color palette, and then Kong Skull Island had a very dusty and Vietnam-y, jungly at times. I guess it had a very jungly color palette, which was appealing. I think that was one of the nicer looking films in this series so far. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters had a kind of a middle ground color palette. Still not as visually appealing as I would have liked, and this looks like the movie that's finally going to have a more appealing color palette, so I'm looking forward to that. Mechagodzilla's in the trailer. They tried to sneak him past us, but I'm pretty sure you see him in there once as Mechagodzilla and once as like a schematic in the background. So here's what I think the plot's going to be, and I've seen a lot of people predicting things online that I think they're getting close, but if you asked me, what this trailer tells me is that the movie is not going to be it's Mechagodzilla the whole time in Godzilla disguise. I don't think they're going to do that. If they did do that, I don't think it would be the entire movie, because I don't think they're that stupid to think that people would be okay with that, because we want to see Godzilla versus Kong. We don't want to see Kong fight the wrong Godzilla. So what I think it's going to be is that the bad guys, who I have some bold takes on who the bad guys are, but I'll just say the bad guys for now, have the King Ghidorah head, and they've made like an Orca too, and the Orca was the device that they used to kind of communicate with the monsters and kind of direct the monsters in the last movie. So I think that they've probably made some sort of alpha-brained, like they've used the Ghidorah head to make like a second Orca that's able to kind of control how Godzilla behaves. So I think Godzilla is going to be under some sort of mind control, which is the classic Godzilla movie trope, which has been in several Godzilla movies where a monster's under mind control or a monster's being influenced by something, and then the human characters, their quest is to undo that. So I wouldn't be shocked if Godzilla's under some sort of mind control, and the human characters are like, well, our only hope now is King Kong, because Godzilla just alpha'd the shit out of all the other monsters in the last movie. He's the king of the monsters. Who's the other king we got? And they go get King Kong, and then they're hoping to use King Kong to be able to overcome this new threat. I think, and this is what I hope, because I'm a Godzilla guy. King Kong may be probably my favorite movie of all time, but Godzilla's a better monster. Godzilla should kick King Kong's ass. I think what's probably going to happen is that Godzilla and Kong will have small fights throughout the movie, and then in their final battle, not the final battle, but in their final battle, Godzilla is going to be like ready to kill Kong. Like, he's going to have the upper hand on him. Kong's going to be pooped, tuckered out. Godzilla's going to be about to kill him. And then Millie Bobby Brown or fucking O'Shea Jackson Jr. or whoever destroys the Orca 2 King Ghidorah head device that's got all the monsters brainwashed, and Godzilla's gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck? King Kong will mount a bit of a comeback, and then Mechagodzilla shows up as the bad guy's last-ditch effort to win the battle. And then Godzilla and King Kong will be like, we're not the enemy here. And then they'll team up and do the Batman v Superman thing where Doomsday ends up being the ultimate threat. The only thing I hope, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with there not being a definitive winner and them teaming up. I hope that they set up that one of them would have won beforehand. So like we can comfortably say like Godzilla was going to kill him, but then so on happened. Or King Kong was going to win, which is not going to happen. But then so on happened. As long as we get like somebody would have won and then we move on to the big bad, I'm fine with that. I just hope that they don't fight in the beginning and the middle of the movie and then team up for the end of the movie and they're teamed up for the last half. I hope that they fight until like near the end of the movie, and then at the end they fight the real big bad. So yeah, they gotta be fighting for 3/4 of the movie, not half. Okay. And yeah, Mechagodzilla. That's cool. I'm pretty stoked about that. I want these movies to get weird as shit, and this is where my bold take comes in. I'm pretty damn convinced that the bad guys are probably still more or less. I think the realistic option is that it's the terrorists, the eco-terrorists from the last movie. I have a hunch. It might be aliens? They hinted that King Ghidorah came from space in the last movie. They kind of implied it. They flat out said it. King Ghidorah is not of Earth. So they're setting up that there's extraterrestrial life. I think it might be aliens. I think it might be aliens. And if it's not aliens, Hollow Earth people? So that's my bold take. I think realistically it's just going to be the eco-terrorists again. But there's like something tingling in the back of my head. It's just like, it's fucking aliens. Zillions, man. Dude, oh my god. If Planet Xers just rolled up in this bitch. Oh my god. Oh, dude. Oh, they're doing the hand shit and Monster Zero. Oh. So yeah, it'll probably be the best movie ever made. So yeah, just to summarize, I think the color palette in the trailer, while not like masterclass gonna win Academy Awards for cinematography, I think it looks appealing. I think it looks crazy, and I want these movies to get crazier. I want to see fucking black hole planet aliens and zillions and hollow earthers. I want these movies to get as crazy as fucking possible. I think the action looks like it's going to be a bit better because it doesn't look like it's just going to be fighting at night in the rain. It looks like there's going to be some daytime combat, which awesome. I'm just really excited about this movie. I'm probably going to like it. Like, it would have to tank really hard for me not to like it. And that's what I was talking about earlier with my bias, is that these movies have to really suck. The only Godzilla movies I don't like are the 3 Netflix animated ones, because I personally think that they're boring as shit. I think that it was a mistake to make Godzilla that big, because he's not nimble at all. There's no excitement in the combat. It's a whole thing. I'll make a video on that later. And then I don't like the Matthew Broderick one very much, just because it's a bad Godzilla movie. I don't think that movie's as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. It's definitely not a good movie. It's like a mediocre movie, awful Godzilla movie. And I think that it misses everything that makes Godzilla Godzilla. I don't think it has the same essence or charm that the other Godzilla movies do or the Legendary movies do. I'm also not crazy about Godzilla's Revenge, but I think that movie crosses into so bad it's good territory too. So I still enjoy watching that film. I'm rambling again. I'm getting way off topic. This was supposed to just be about the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. I'm excited. Can't wait to watch it. I hope movie theaters are opened for it when it comes out. Thanks for watching.